My name is Erica Myers. I could go so much about who I am. I can say I'm a daughter, I'm a growing entrepreneur, I am someone who's passionate about serving youth in Baltimore, I love to dance. Like, there's so many things that make me who I am, but I am also the founder of Fosterpreneur. I'm actually pretty silly. Probably one of the most clumsy people you will ever meet. I've tripped in the parking lot. I just love connecting with people, and whenever I meet new people, I like to leave them better than when I first met them. My why is thinking about, gosh, this is such a hard question. There's so many reasons why I do what I do. My why are my family. My parents have invested so much into me, so honoring kind of the legacy where I come from is something that's important to me. My why are the young adults that I've served that have got me to this place. I'm passionate about working with foster care alumni, and if it weren't for the fact that I carry some of their stories with me, those are the things that drive me. And then my why is also my future family. And when I say my future family, I hope to one day have children and to be able to leave a legacy. So just thinking about the things that I'm doing today to prepare them for whenever they come. Fosterpreneur, I love Fosterpreneur because what we do is give young adults who've aged out of foster care the opportunity to become business owners. And this is something that was birthed for me when I was doing work with foster care alumni in Miami. I'm originally from the area, but I went to graduate school in Miami, worked with foster care youth in Miami, and I knew that I wanted to do something bigger than what I had done before. I had worked with them in educational capacities and also doing life skills training development, but I knew that there was more that I wanted to do, which led me back here thinking about doing policy work. And then a few years ago, I'd applied for the White House internship, thought I was gonna make it, made it past to the final round to not get chosen. But I knew that in the midst of that rejection that I'm supposed to do something bigger than this. And I know I'm supposed to impact foster care youth. And what was so amazing about that process was that Fosterpreneur was born right after that rejection for me. And I was just saying, hey, what if I decide to give foster care alumni the opportunity to become business owners? Because business, like if you own your own business, you can help control your own financial destiny. And it doesn't matter where you come from, it doesn't matter what anybody said about you, as long as you have part of its initiative, the grit which foster care youth have, and also, you know, some basic skills, reading, writing, and math, like you can do it. You don't need a college education, you don't need multiple degrees, you just need to have the idea and be willing to work hard and then couple yourself with the right people, the right resources to make it happen. My personal connection, this is so interesting for me because prior to working with foster care alumni, I was never in foster care. To my knowledge, I didn't have any friends in foster care. When I thought about foster care when I was younger, it was the social workers and different movies or TV shows and just thinking about kids who didn't really have anything. And then when I decided I wanted to live in Miami. That was something I had on my bucket list for a while. So when the opportunity came for me to apply to graduate school at Miami, I did it, went to University of Miami, studied community and social change, and I knew that I wanted to do something with youth, but I couldn't articulate what it was at the time. And then through a school project that I had, I was connected with an amazing organization that provided subsidized housing and life skills training to foster care alumni. So I'm talking about young women, young men, and young moms. And as soon as I did that work, I'm like, wow, it was the first time in my young career that I felt this is what I'm really supposed to do. And that's where the seeds were laid. And that process was now 6 years ago when I did my first job after, while I was in graduate school. And even to this day, I still have connections with the young women that I worked with from my first job working with an organization called Casa Valentina in Miami. So that's where that was birthed. And I've always had a big heart, and I just always love helping others reach their potential and work through challenges. So that was started there. So when I think about Fosterpreneur and some of the challenges, I go back and think about those relationships that I have and that I had and that I still have to this day. And that's the thing that drives me. Gosh, there's so many people that have inspired me. One young lady, I'm just gonna call her Elle. She was somebody who was in foster care. She almost didn't graduate from high school. And I just talked to her recently. She actually told me, she's like, Erica, you know, you were the reason how I graduated from high school, because you were the only person who like really went to bat for me and cared for me. And she actually showed me a picture of her office where she works now. She's in her mid-20s, where she has our picture from that we took 6 years ago right outside of her apartment where she lived. And she's like, when I want to give up, I look at that picture of you and I and how you inspired me to keep going. And she told me this like 2 weeks ago, and when I saw the message, I legitimately cried. And the reason why I cried is because I'm like, you know what, this is why I do what I do. And I didn't know 6 years ago that this would lead me to fosterpreneur. It was just all about making connection and just working with young adults who just needed somebody who was willing to, like I said before, go to bat for them and really give them that mentorship that many of them didn't have while they were in foster care. Because one of the things that I do when it comes to working with foster care alumni, I do not pretend like I know the situation, because I don't. That was not my life at all. But one of the things that I am great at is just being able to connect with people and say like, hey, how can I help work with you through this situation? I think I answered the question. I kind of went into a tangent a little bit, but that's really how I started this and what inspired me, what continues to inspire me to do this work. It's all about the people, and I'm such a relationship person as a whole. Like when it comes, even one of my other mentees that I worked with when I lived in Miami before coming back up here, she still calls me whenever she has crises. She was in foster care, and she just reminds me of like, hey Erica, you know, you gotta do this. Hey Erica, when you're feeling stressed out, you know, it might not be that bad. Like, I appreciate those connections that I have because it helps keep me grounded when sometimes I think like, why do I want to do this again? This is just this really cool idea, but when you start doing the actual work, it's like, I don't know if I'm signing up, if I really want to do this. So those are the things that keep me grounded and inspire me. If I could wave a magic wand and change anything about Baltimore, one of the things that I would change is the way that people view young adults and youth. Outside of Fosterpreneur, I work for a youth development organization called Urban Alliance. And what we do, we provide paid internships to Baltimore City High School seniors from under-resourced schools. And I see all the time, because I see my students frequently, and we're a year-round program, that they have so much potential, and when people invest in them, that can change your life. And when I decide to turn on the news and read headlines, it's negative headline after negative headline after negative headline. But in my world, I'm surrounded by so much positivity. And if you really look at you through the lens of not what's wrong with them, but what's right, and giving them the opportunities or helping them really create their own opportunities, like that would change so much in Baltimore, because they are the future. I think one of the keys to making Baltimore safer and a more vibrant and more innovative city is, I think entrepreneurship is key. So when I think about the young adults that I have served and that I want to continue, that we have served and that we want to continue to serve, if we give them the opportunity to create their own opportunity where they're able to have their basic needs taken care of, and not just basic needs, but beyond that, but safe housing, being able to have food, being able to have those strong relationships, then I think that'll change everything. I mean, if you ever think about a time in which you're really hungry or you've gone without something, then you're not necessarily always thinking about the most rational or logical thing. Not condoning crime or anything like that, but if we're able to help create those opportunities for youth particular and young adults, I think that will help make Baltimore a safer place. One reason why being a Warnock Social Innovation Fellow is important to me is one of the things that I've learned in my journey is that you guys surround yourself with people who are going to inspire you, who are going to help champion you, who are going to help provide you with access to relationships and opportunities to help you get this. There's no man is an island. There's no I in team. And when you surround yourself around like-minded individuals who really are each in their own ways want to help create Baltimore, make Baltimore a more vibrant, safer city, then that just makes Fosterpreneurs successful. That makes every other Warnock fellow successful, because we're helping each other out just as we should as a community. So the hashtag #BeMore means to me that Baltimore is a place where there's so much opportunity. And the reason why I say there's so much opportunity, because even if you see an abandoned building, to me that looks like opportunity. When you see the nicer parts of the city, whether that's Canton, Fells Point, Harbor East, that's an opportunity. If going down North Avenue, whether East North Avenue or West North Avenue, like that's an opportunity. So when I think about #BeMore, to me that represents the diversity that is BeMore, and the fact that there's so much potential in BeMore. The hashtag that makes Fosterpreneur unique, and the hashtag I think that we should create, is why I want to be a Fosterpreneur. So the reason why I say why I want to be a Fosterpreneur, because in my mind, that hashtag would be, okay, if I'm part of the Fosterpreneur program and I'm starting the steps to build my own business, this is why I want to do what I want to do. I definitely want to send a special shout out to the Warnock Foundation, because of the fact that you guys believe in us and you're all about cultivating local talent to create our own solutions to make Baltimore a better place. So thank you so much for this opportunity, and I really can't thank you guys enough.